It is Friday, June 14th, 2019, 1:18 p.m. It feels like 18 degrees outside. Sunny, but cold wind, so not really. Um, so honestly, this has probably been the greatest week of my life. Because Tuesday was Wonderland, super fun. Wednesday, turns out we're living in the alternate universe because the St. Louis Blues are the 2018-2019 Stanley Cup champions. They defeated the Boston Bruins in Game 7 in Boston. I believe it was 5-1 the final score. Like I said in the last video, did not expect that. I was completely sold on the fact that Boston was winning. I for sure knew they were winning, and I've never been so happy to be wrong. That game was awesome. Well, I mean, not awesome, I guess, but it was good. Shocked St. Louis won that. Their goalie, Binnington, kept them in so hard. The first period, in the first 15 minutes, I believe, they had one shot. And Boston was just destroying them. And it was one of those situations where one of two things was going to happen. Either Boston was going to continue this and St. Louis was eventually going to crack and get absolutely demolished, or Boston was going to have all this offensive pressure and they were going to let in the first goal. And that's exactly what happened. I think 5 minutes left in the period, St. Louis scores first, and I'm like, I can't believe that. On their second shot of the goal, on their second shot of the game, and I think it was like almost 17 minutes after their last shot. So they had one shot. 17 minutes later, they had their second shot, and then that's the one they scored on. So that was unreal. And then there's like 8 seconds left in the first period. St. Louis scores again, 2-0. And wow. I mean, at the end of it, they scored. They ended up going up 4-0. I think it was like 5 minutes left. Boston scored again to make it, or Boston scored once to make it 4-1, which kind of sucked. Took away the shutouts. And I think everyone knew that Boston could still win this, and it's even evident in the fact that the players on the St. Louis bench didn't start celebrating that they had won until there was like 20 or 30 seconds left. So that was awesome. I mean, St. Louis, for the first time ever since they came in the league in 1967, the year the Leafs last won their cup, and they shared that drought of a cup with us. And there's some people who are saying that they were sad because now the Leafs are the only ones that hold that record. It's like, I don't think anyone was ever clinging onto that. Like, hey, Leafs had the longest Stanley Cup drought. Yeah, but so does St. Louis. Like, no one really cared. It was always ours. And I'm happy. I really wanted St. Louis to win because, one, they've never won it before. That would have been awesome. But also Tyler Bozak, former Leaf, so happy to see him lift that cup. So proud. So happy for him. He always seemed like a cool guy, and he was a player that I cheered for, and I'm so happy to have seen him lift the Stanley Cup. And again, St. Louis, they never having done it before, having not been to the finals since like 1970 or something like that. There was like 49 years in the making or something like that. Just awesome, teared up a little bit knowing this was the first time they had won, seeing some players happy. And it's just the fact that, like, whenever there's a first-time championship or a championship being won after a long drought, that question, or not that question, but that thought of how many people were born or just lived through this era, lived through that drought, but died before they got to witness their team win something. And so that was one of the things that was kind of making me sad. I was like, man, 52 or whatever years since St. Louis came in, and they between when they came in and when they won the cup, that's a lot of people who were diehard St. Louis fans and died before they got to see it. So, sucks, but that's just the way it works, I guess. But yeah, it was great. It was great to see that. I was super happy for them. Ryan O'Reilly, he let out an F-bomb while Scott Oak was interviewing him, and he just proceeded to apologize for like 30 seconds. Super Canadian, super awesome, super funny. But then yeah, so. In that, I mean, Boston loses, awesome, but also in that is the meme that just keeps on giving. The camera cuts to Brad Marchand, who is crying, and literally no one on the internet feels bad for him. Like, no, I don't think anyone but Boston fans feel bad. Like, there was a thread on it today on Our Hockey, and there was someone who mentioned something about how they saw someone say, the comment was, I don't think there's anything that would ever. God, now I'm going to mess it up. It was like, I don't think there's anything that could happen that would make me feel bad for Marchand. Turns out I was right. And that's just so funny. So congrats to St. Louis. So happy for you guys. And yeah, Two years in a row we've had brand new Stanley Cup champions. I believe Washington was their first one as well. So 2 years in a row, awesome, just awesome. So that was exciting to watch. So that's Wednesday. Yesterday, Thursday, Toronto Raptors Game 6 in Golden State. They're up 3-2 in the series. They have a chance to win the NBA championship, and they come out on fire. Lowry is just carrying the entire team. Leonard, I don't know what's going on. He just kind of seems slow and just not really himself, making some weird passes. The entire team is just kind of weird. But they start out hot and then cool down. And the game goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I believe by the fourth quarter, there was like 17 lead changes or something like that in the game. So very, very close game. I think they mentioned in the broadcast that there wasn't at any point in the game a double-digit lead in the game. So super, super stressful. But it comes down to, I don't remember exactly when it was, but the Raptors go up, and I remember for some reason I told myself to remember this time, 37.7 seconds left in the fourth, but I don't remember why. Maybe that was when the Raptors regained the lead, or that was when they, I don't know, there's timeout, I think, or something. I don't remember. But yeah, so they're in the lead by like 1 or something like that, and it is just stressful. I mean, 30 seconds left in the championship game, and I went from being like, you know, a little nervous, like I'm sitting in my chair like this. So so the game's going and all that stuff, and it's like, I think it's 111 to 110, and something, now obviously I forget. Of course, somehow I forget. Something that happened yesterday was so hype, but there was like a foul or something like that, and or no, yeah, that's what it was. Something happened, and basically, it was Raptors ball, 18 seconds left. They had that they just had to hold the ball. All they had to do was hold the damn ball, and you're good to go. So they're holding it. It gets to Danny Green. He tries passing it to Pascal Siakam, who they goes out of bounds, and it's like there's 9 seconds or something left, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, all you had to do was hold it." Oh no. So Golden State gets the ball. They're doing all their stuff, and I thought they were gonna hold it till the end of the game because they were gonna try to make it so the Raptors couldn't do anything at all. But they get it to Steph Curry. He goes for a 3, and in that moment, time slowed down. I was like, "Oh my god." He missed. Oh my god. And yeah, there was like a rebound or something like that, and then Leonard, super great play. He kind of pokes it away, and in doing that, one of the Golden State players like grabs it, like rolls over, and one of them called a timeout, but they had no timeouts left, so they got a technical foul. And then yeah, Leonard got. I'm thinking I'm messing up the timeline, but yeah, Leonard scored 2 or 3 shots or whatever. Ended up being 114 to 110, I believe. So at that point, it was a 2-possession game. It was like there was like 5 seconds left or something like that, and then I think Toronto had a throw in, and then there was a foul committed on that play. I think 0.9 seconds left, and that's when a foul was committed. And Raptors had to shoot, and that's when they got the lead, I think, or something like that. And that's when Kawhi got to 114 to 110. And then they had to review something. So basically, everyone started cheering. What I'll remember is that it was like 0.9 seconds left. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, the Raptors won!" But the Raptors were like, "No, we're actually going to review something," which was kind of took away from the moment. But the Raptors won their first ever NBA championship, and I cried. I shed some tears because again, same reason as St. Louis. First championship. People, diehards, lived and died before seeing this. And this one hits a little bit closer to home because it is, my backyard. Like I'm a fan of Toronto sports, and knowing and seeing what Toronto was like, just was with this championship was just so nice because it's like, man, that one day maybe it could be the Leafs, and it would just feel so good. But I cried. I was just so happy for Toronto, Canada. I was happy for people like Kyle Lowry. And it was just so good, dude. Like, it was so awesome, and I made sure to like really pay attention and cherish the moment because I knew that I was witnessing history. I was witnessing Canadian history the first time a team had won that championship in Canada, and this was such an amazing time that I'm definitely going to cherish for the rest of my life. Just because, honestly, like when I thought about it, I don't even know if I even ever thought about it before, but when I think about it now. The question of who is a bigger deal, the Raptors or the Leafs, I think without a doubt it's the Raptors. I mean, even if we ignore the fact that the entire country of Canada is on the Raptors side, let's just look at southwestern Ontario. The amount it's so diverse, the fans for the Raptors, and it just seems like everyone likes basketball. Everyone watches it. Everyone knows about it. Everyone tunes in and pays attention. It's a very popular sport, and it's a lot easier to get into than hockey. And so just when I think about if the Leafs won, I definitely think it would be crazy, but I don't think it's ever going to be as big as the Raptors win, because it was literally the Raptors were everywhere. Like I said in my last vlog, everywhere. Everyone's talking about them. It's Canadian news, and everyone's cheering for them. I think there's very few people probably in Canada who are cheering against the Raptors. Whereas if the Leafs were in the finals, most of Canada hates Toronto. So most of the people cheering for them would just be in southwestern Ontario, so it wouldn't be that big of a countrywide deal. And even here, like, people within southwestern Ontario, they hate the Leafs, and I mean, they have every reason to. And so I don't think it'd be as big of a deal. And it was just this solidified to me. Toronto is definitely is a popular hockey town, but I think it has solidified itself as a basketball city. The Raptors are Toronto's team. The Leafs are a distant second, in my opinion. So, congrats to the Raptors. Super, super happy for them. That was awesome. I wore my hat today. I had to wear my sweater, my hood up like this, because like this, I don't know. I like too weird like that. So with this though, I kind of look a little cooler. So I wore it like this today. Super happy for them, and yeah, it was just nice, dude. Like I've tried like putting it into words. I can't really think of the right way to express how massive this event feels. Like everyone was about the Raptors. Like everyone wanted them to win, and it's just collectively, like, everyone's just so happy. Everyone's together. Like the amount of stories I saw on Instagram and people, even just people in America, like it's for the first time I feel like Canada is being looked at seriously. Like, I don't know, like whenever I hear Americans talk about Canada, I'm like, oh, like, wow, like, not that they're stupid. It's just that we're so insignificant. I feel like that people are just like, oh, I feel like whenever I hear people talk about Canada or Toronto, I'm like, oh, you know that? Wow. And again, it's not their intelligence, it's just that I feel like we're so insignificant. So maybe that's just me thing. I don't know, but hearing Barstool Sports or Jimmy Kimmel or something like that talking about the Raptors, and I was just like, damn, like, this is huge. So yeah, I mean, it was just massive. And I saw a comment on Reddit, or maybe it was on Twitter, that was the person had said that they wish they could bottle up this feeling or this moment in Toronto, because it's I honestly, I don't know. This is one of those. I think this is similar to the Golden Goal or the Olympics back in 2011 or whatever, when they were in Vancouver. I think this is literally like Canada. Like, this is one of the very few moments where literally every Canadian is together and bonding and just we're brothers and sisters today and yesterday and for the next little while, and it's just so nice. Like, it's just so nice. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to take note, like, I don't know, to take like a mental image, or like just take a snapshot of this day, of this moment, and just remember how this feels and how good this feels. Like, just separate from the Leafs. Like, this has nothing to do with the Leafs. Like, just remember this is a happy moment, and this is what honestly what world peace could feel like. Just everyone just being together and happy and awesome. And yeah, so I mean, yeah, so even yesterday, Matt texted me. He was saying that Raptors fans near his apartment were out honking the horns and stuff like that. I saw so many pictures from Toronto and other places around Ontario and even Canada. Just people on the streets honking, just loving each other. And I saw in the Gardiner, which is hilarious, people were like, obviously slow, honking, let's go Raptors, hanging out of sunroofs, cheering. One guy was on the highway giving one high fives like he was walking down the highway. So yeah, it was just awesome. So great for them. So yeah, so that was yesterday, and then today I go to Sobeys, and I'm doing my grocery shopping, and I need to get some granola cereal, and I'm driving down. It's usually like, so basically I went through the entrance is here, and the cereal. And usually what I did was I went to the back of the store to get the cookies for whatever my treats for the weekend. And I was going to go around, go to the first aisle, and then the cereal that I usually get is here. Not at the front of the store, but closer to the front of the store. But I guess they moved it near the middle, and I noticed that because I was going towards the front. And as I was going, I noticed like out of the corner of my eye something caught my attention. I looked and I was like, oh, this is fruity Lucky Charms. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And so I'm going, and I kind of go a little bit further, and suddenly I realize, wait a minute. What is that? I look. Yeah. It's Trix goddamn cereal. 3 boxes, one of which was like broken into and like the bag looked ripped, so I didn't buy that. So I bought 2 boxes. On the corner it says now back, so I'm pretty sure it's not a limited edition. I'm hoping. I'm kind of nervous. So it's back, and it's not the circular things. It's the original fruity shapes. I am so excited. I'm so happy. So happy about that. So I bought 2. I told my mom she was going to the store to buy me some. She went to, I guess, the place by her work. She bought 12. I'm just so happy. Like that, I can't, like, I didn't even know. I didn't hear anything about it. So I'm super happy. Had a bowl when I got home. So good. So amazing. So happy. So that was my week. Literally, it was such a good week. Monday was kind of whatever. Then Wonderland, St. Louis wins, Boston loses, Toronto Raptors win, Trix cereal. So, yeah. So this weekend, what am I gonna do? Probably watch some more some more Marvel Universe stuff. I've been watching some Black Mirror. Maybe catch up a little bit of wrestling. Might do some Exchange server on my computer there. I tried installing it yesterday, but it blue screened on me. The VM. Not sure why. A guy in my class was having that issue yesterday. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll look into it, but I might do that, and then. Yeah. Oh my God! The other thing, I didn't even mention this. Another good thing that happened yesterday, I got my 740 exam or certification. I totally forgot. Look, all this good stuff that happened. I totally forgot about that. So yeah, I got my 740. I did my 740 Microsoft. It's installation, storage, and compute with Windows Server 2016. I got 717 out of 700, and it was 64 questions. It took me maybe 45 minutes. The entire time I was doing it, I was like, I felt like I was guessing. Like, I'm pretty sure this is right, but I feel like I'm guessing. And at the end of it, I was like, I'm pretty sure I just failed. I'm pretty sure. So, and the Network Plus thing really screwed me up. Like, I've been kind of really nervous about writing a certification. I've been like, what if I fail? Like, I'm just kind of having like, before like I go into a thing, I'm like, I'm probably gonna pass. And, I'm not worried. But with this, I was super nervous. Like, what if I fail again? Like, oh my God, it's gonna suck so much. And I was just really nervous. And when I was going through like the at the end, they give you survey questions before you get your grade. The entire time, I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure I failed. I don't feel confident with my answers. I feel like I was guessing on a lot of them. I'm not sure if I know. I think I failed. And then hit next. Congratulations, you have passed the exam. Honestly, it was so good. It felt so good. Such a weight lifted off my shoulders. So, yeah, that was awesome. So, I got that 1 out of 3 down. I'm gonna take a look at. I wanted to book my 741 today, but I was like, before I book like a, because I'm gonna put first day available, first time available. I'm not gonna put a date. They can give me whatever. But before I do that, before I'm like, what if it's what if they finally have a thing? What if I hand it in on Monday or handed it today? Like, oh, we can get you into Wednesday, and they're like, oh, the one time you do that is when I don't know for sure if I'm ready. So before I do that, I'm gonna make sure I understand everything that's on that test and study a little bit, and then yeah, so. Yeah, 741 is next. Maybe networking before or after that, 742. And then, yeah, I've been working on my Security Plus stuff, getting the questions ready. And, yeah, so also this weekend I'm going to play Borderlands. There's a new Borderlands 2 new DLC. But before I do that, I'm going to actually go smoke some weed now because I've been kind of feeling like that kind of, like for example, when mom gets home, like I'm kind of like that kind of, yeah. I don't even know what I'm talking about, like that kind of moody kind of feeling. So I'm going to do that, and hopefully that helps. And yeah, so I'm going to do that now while I upload this. And anything else? I don't think so. So yeah, let's go Raptors. We the North. We the North sounds so weird to me. I hate that saying, but They did it. They won, and I'm happy. Deuces.